making Cavill this guy again. Hello and welcome to another episode of With Enough Prep Time. I'm your host, the Nerd Man, the Joffrey Baratheon of YouTube. And today I'm here with Lantern. I don't know if to call you Lantern Alex or like Lantern, like your sector, which one?
Yeah, that's my Twitter handle. That's my Twitter handle. Yeah, my channel name is Spectre Entertainment, so I probably should put that in my name next time. But yeah, that's what it is.
No, I like the Lantern 41. What was it? 412?
2814. 2814.
2184. The sector of Hal Jordan, or is it the sector?
This is the sector of Earth.
It's the sector of Earth, right? Okay, yeah. So I always like that one. But anyway, man, so we're here today to talk Star Wars. So I have watched the very first, the Star Wars, basically, and I've forgotten the name of it. It's like Star Wars: A New Hope.
Yeah, episode 4. Yeah,
episode 4. Right. So you're gonna have to talk to me about this. So basically, I've watched it for the first time since I was about 7 years old. Now I don't really know exactly what age I was. It was somewhere between 4 and 8 or something, and I used to watch Star Wars a lot up until about the age of 8, and then I just stopped watching it. I don't know why. It wasn't like I didn't like it when I was a kid, but I kind of ended up not watching it, so I didn't really remember it. And then when I went to watch it back as an adult, I always used to just get really confused by what was happening. So I decided today I'm gonna dedicate myself to actually watching Star Wars so that I could join in all the bitching and complaining about Rey and how much of a Mary Sue she is, and and complain about Rian Johnson. I wanted to be there with everyone else, be part of the toxicity and toxic environment surrounding Star Wars. So I needed to educate myself first so that I could get involved. And Lantern, I think so. Tell me about your thing with Star Wars.
Well, it's funny because the first video that actually blew up on my channel was a Star Wars video. It's called "Star Wars Sucks Now," and I was bitching about the Force Awakens. I was really high in the video, and I was complaining about every little thing about the movie. You know what I'm saying? Every little thing, and it's funny because that's what people did with the prequels, episode 1, 2, and 3. Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith. That's what people did with those movies. When those movies came out, they bitched about them like crazy. And I was doing the same thing with the sequel trilogy. And so it's amazing how like that, life comes full circle like that. But yeah, I love Star Wars. I've had it ever since, watching it when I was little and stuff like that. I love the prequel trilogy the most because that's what I grew up on. When I was a little kid, I saw Phantom Menace first. I didn't see A New Hope first. I saw A New Hope after I saw Attack of the Clones. You know what I'm saying? So there is that, little thing. The people my age probably have the same experience because when we were little, that's the only movie we could watch, really, because it was a PG movie and stuff like that. So I watched Phantom Menace like crazy. Yeah.
So how do you feel about Rian Johnson? Is it anything like this?
You must go ahead and die.
It's a little like that. Rian Johnson missed the mark, I think, a little bit. And I think it's no fault of his own. I think it's Disney's fault because they ignored George Lucas. And I have a real reverence towards George Lucas. Not for just making Star Wars, but for like everything he's attributed to Hollywood and stuff like that, as far as like THX goes and like all the editing software he's made that we can make fucking movies on our own computers. It's because of him and what he was able to do with the Phantom Menace and stuff like that.
Okay,
you gotta look it up. Yeah, it's crazy.
We've got to get into all of that.
Yeah.
But so just so again, watched A New Hope. I even tried to watch it last Christmas. I think maybe I was a little bit drunk or something like that. and I sat down and I tried to watch it, and the first 10 minutes just made no sense to me. I was like, there's robots, there's one who can speak, there's one who can't. They're in the desert. They get kidnapped by little animals or little bears or something. I was
no. Jar. What was it? What are they called? Jar. What are they called? Somebody will say it. Fucking. I forget what they're called. Jawas. Jawas. That's what they're called. They're called little Jawas, right?
Yeah,
Jawas.
yeah. And I was really confused by all of this, and I was just like, I'm not getting this. But watching it now and having seen the full thing, I guess I have some interesting thoughts. I have a lot more questions. I think it's like, let me put it this way. If it wasn't for my YouTube, I might not watch the sequel to this. But it's not because I didn't like it or I didn't enjoy it. It was just because I was like, yeah, that was good. That was really good. And it was kind of like that 80s, 70s, that 70s. Well, it was 70s really. It was like just the end of 70s. That kind of 70s movie that I really enjoy. With the special effects and the old timey kind of things like that. Like set designs and all of that kind of stuff was kind of really enjoyable for me during this film. But at the same time, I'm like, I've heard that this next movie is the one that really like gets you hooked. It's like they were setting up all the pieces in this one. Am I right here or what?
Well, back when they were making the films in the 70s, Star Wars Episode 4 New Hope was just called Star Wars. There was no Episode 4 New Hope. They had no idea they were going to make another movie. So that's why the Death Star blows up at the end of the movie. That's why there's this big victory thing and the medals and stuff like that, because they didn't know if they were going to get a sequel or not. But they did. And when Empire Strikes Back comes out, a different director takes the helm. And George Lucas is still there as far as like a creative vision and stuff like that for the movie and stuff. Super wise. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. He was visually, visually, yeah. Last Jedi looks amazing. I don't think anyone could deny that. The sequel movies look good, but the prequel movies I feel like they look just as good, honestly. But yeah, when George Lucas was making like episode 5 and 6, he didn't really know there was gonna be episode 1, 2, and 3, right? And when you haven't seen episode 5 yet, so I don't want to spoil a lot of things that happen. Yeah. What do you know? What do you know about Darth Vader, by the way? What do you know?
Okay, so I mean, I know he's supposed to be like the greatest villain of all time, right? And that I know he's Luke's dad.
Everybody knows that.
By the way, this is going to be full spoilers for this movie in particular, but possibly other Star Wars movies as well. So I know he's the dad of Luke. I don't really get the Jedi like Force thing quite yet. And also, there wasn't a lot of lightsaber action in this, I found.
That's because it's the early 70s. It's the early 70s. Special effects weren't there yet. And what they were doing was just so like way like far advanced than what they were capable of at the time. And A New Hope had a lot of technical set problems. Like a lot of bad luck happened. The set got destroyed a couple times because of weather and stuff like that. And so they were drained. They were going through money like crazy to make that movie. And George Lucas really thought that was going to be his last movie ever. Of course, George Lucas before that made THX 1138, and he made American Graffiti, and that was it.
American Graffiti is good. I like that one. The 50s coming of age one.
THX is also another like crazy film. Like it's his like first like actual theatrical film, and it's fucking nuts. Like it's like how he thought that was going to be appropriate movie for like audiences. It's crazy because I barely understand it. I've seen the movie a few times. I barely understand it.
So what was it? A sci-fi or?
Oh, THX? Yeah, it's a sci-fi dystopian future. Humanity's living underground, and you follow somebody that's trying to escape it and stuff like that. It's really far advanced. I highly recommend anybody who hasn't seen it because After he makes that movie, he makes American Graffiti, and then he makes Star Wars, and he stops making films for about like 15, 20 years until Phantom Menace. And Francis Ford Coppola, the guy who made The Godfather, he says the saddest thing he ever experienced was like that George Lucas never got to make more films. That's like the saddest thing to Francis Ford Coppola as far as like the history of film goes.
Francis Ford Coppola is kind of a hypocrite though, because he's calling MCU movies like theme park rides.
Oh, that was Martin Scorsese. But yeah, I think Francis Ford Coppola.
He said it was even worse. He said they're despicable.
Yeah,
Francis Ford Coppola. So
which
he said that.
I agree with that.
It's kind of true. I mean, I do agree a little bit. But like what I was going to say is that he said this, but then if he was like a big George Lucas fan, isn't it kind of the same thing? I mean,
this
like
is the thing, though. He's
a better version of an MCU movie is Star Wars.
This is the thing. Most of these guys, Francis Ford Coppola thinks that Star Wars is like an all right film. He doesn't think it's that impressive. He's more impressed with like THX 1138. You know what I'm saying? He's more impressed with George Lucas's early work. And Star Wars is just a lot of toy ads, really, when you think about it. It's a lot of toy ads and
commercial in a way. But let me get into some of these characters. So tell me, who's your favorite character? Who's your standout character from the first three films?
Oh, well, the original trilogy is Han Solo for sure. I like Han Solo a lot. You know what I'm saying? And Luke Skywalker is also great and stuff like that. I think Luke Skywalker's too like cookie cutter. He's way too cookie cutter, like way too bland. Like he's just a good guy, ready to be a good guy. You know what I'm saying? Nothing could change him.
I thought he was a little rough around the edges, actually.
You'll see.
Maybe he gets more like that in the second movie, but because watching this movie, I was like, I know there's a big controversy around the way they bring back Luke Skywalker in the later movies, like with where he's training what's her name, Rey? Is that right?
Yeah, he's training Rey.
So there's a big controversy because he turns away from the Force or something like that. Like he hides away from the Empire, and people say that he's so good and noble that he would have never done that.
The controversy is that people waited like 20 plus years to see Luke Skywalker actually be a Jedi, because you're going to see in these movies, like these, the original trilogy, which is episode 4, 5, 6, Luke Skywalker doesn't become a Jedi until episode 6, really. He's just training these first two movies. And I think that's what let down a lot of people. It's like they saw Luke Skywalker and Last Jedi get that was the only movie Luke Skywalker's in is Last Jedi after the original trilogy. And they treat him like garbage, really. So Shadow's here.
Finally,
Shadow back of what I'm saying here.
Back.
Roll a blunt, he's ready to go.
I wanted to get you on a stream for ages, dude, man. How you doing?
I've been wanting to be here. Trust me, dude. I just got fucking internet back like a couple of days ago.
Yeah, we're getting into it already. We're already mixing it up. Like, so I'm trying to understand. Like, okay, so I've just watched this movie. I didn't watch it. I'm aware of Star Wars and I'm aware of certain aspects of it, but I haven't really sat through and watched the movies. I think the one that I remember probably most is what was the first one of the new series?
Force Awakens?
The Force Awakens, right. So I watched that a bit, like in the background, and I didn't really like take it all in, just to see what the big fuss was about. And then before then, I hadn't watched any Star Wars movies since I was 8, and I didn't remember a damn thing. Like, you know, when you're 8, you're just like watching things, and it's like there's puppets, and it's cute, and you're like, okay, this is cool, but you're not really taking in the actual story. So then I was just like completely off Star Wars until like now, basically. So I wanted to kind of watch it so that I could get in on all the nerd rage about how they've ruined Luke Skywalker and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
How much of a Mary Sue Ray is, because I don't know why she's a Mary Sue, but I'd like to be just as furious about it as everyone else. So
this is the thing about Star Wars, though. There's already like splinters of fans, dude. There's people that just like the original trilogy, and there's people that just like the prequels, and then there's people that like both, and then there's people that just like the sequel trilogy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, there's splinters of every like different like movie. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so it's like the Snyderverse DC kind of split as well.
Yeah, kind of like that. Only like to like a way bigger extent. We're talking millions of fucking people. Like,
this has been going on forever, though. I mean,
yeah, it's been going on forever. Ever since Phantom Menace came out, there's been the splinter amongst Star Wars fans. Like, what's the better trilogy? And then the fucking Force Awakens comes out.
Fascinated by why people hate Rey. Like, they always compare her to how she was trained, how Luke was trained.
She doesn't have a character, dude.
She doesn't have a character?
She doesn't have a character. What's her character in the movies? I feel like that's the problem most people have. It's like you never find out anything about her, right? And then she's just like she's the most powerful Jedi just cuz. And you find out in episode 9 it's because she's the daughter of Palpatine. Spoilers. That kind of, it's like, oh, she's the daughter of Palpatine, so that fixes everything they fucking did in the last 2 movies. But it doesn't really. You know what I'm saying?
One question out of interest. Is it like super over the top, or do you think it might be like because like maybe they would have got Luke Skywalker to do these kind of things, but they just didn't have the technology at the time?
Right? Maybe in Return of the Jedi. Because if you watch episode 4 and 5, like Luke Skywalker is still shit. Like he can't do shit in episode 4 and 5. He's like a little bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like he can't beat anybody in those movies. And then it's Return of the Jedi. He's all of a sudden like this dope Jedi. All of a sudden,
he was kind of lacking in this movie, man. He didn't have I was expecting a big Luke. Lightsaber battle. I was expecting him to do some shit, like he's getting trained, but he's like I don't know. I was expecting him to be kind of like a little bit like what's his name from Game of Thrones? Fucking
Pedro Pascal. Jon Snow. Yeah,
I was expecting him to be the noble, like really. He's definitely wants to become a Jedi. It's like he was almost like he didn't even want to become a Jedi. Like at first, he was like, "Yeah, I want to just stay around, and I can't really do this right now." He had nothing to do. Like he was just on a farm. This guy's like, "Yeah, we've got to go save the universe," and he's like, "Nah, I'm kind of like chilled here, on the farm and shit." I was like, "This guy's lacking, bro." I didn't feel this all good kind of.
Yeah,
I have an answer for this. I actually have an answer for this. Okay, so the original Star Wars trilogy. Yeah, so after Lucas did the prequel trilogy, he said, yes, the whole thing is Anakin Skywalker's story, and that's bullshit.
Hey, a Shadow? Huh? This is the first time he's seen these movies. He just saw A New Hope for the first time.
Oh, shit. Okay.
I don't know what he knows about Anakin Skywalker. What do you know
about
talking
about Jedi and Empire.
He hasn't seen Empire though. What do you know about Anakin Skywalker?
I've seen none of the prequels. I haven't seen any of the prequels.
Seen all the prequels.
Well, you'll get it. Trust me, it's pretty obvious.
It's a good twist.
I haven't really spoiled anything.
Don't worry about it.
This isn't a spoiler, okay? But what you're saying about Luke Skywalker, that's his story arc. Like the original trilogy, the first one. It's like he said, he's hesitant. He doesn't want to do it, but he does it anyway because he has to. Second one is him learning. All right. Third one is him coming into his own. And then after those movies, all right, they started writing the books, which is not canon anymore. But in those books is where Luke Skywalker started going up and up and up, from there. I mean, he was the Jedi Master, in those, but he was, there was a lot of stuff they got rid of.
Where the expectation came from the fans that when they see him in these new movies, he was going to be like this fucking badass, like warrior kind of like thing, right? Ah, okay, I see.
So see,
I thought comments quite funny.
And something you said earlier about the technology may not have existed. That's a very good possibility because the OG trilogy versus the prequel trilogy, that's one of the biggest differences. And back whenever they were doing the OG trilogy, the lightsaber fights were just kind of like this. I don't know. They were just kind of like this little piece of something you saw that you knew was something bigger, but we only get to see a piece of it coming from. Well, in the first one, we see it for two old guys.
I'm not even going to get to see a good lightsaber fight in the next one.
Yeah, not in the prequels, dude. The lightsaber fights are not the thing in the original trilogy. They are not the thing, dude. It's the emotion behind the fight.
Of the franchise, literally on the posters. What the fuck?
Yeah, prequels. The prequels put the movie. Okay, you know what's
Empire does have a good fight, but it's on a different level. It's like it's not about action; it's about suspense and expectation, and it's not about the swords clashing. It's about the situation around it. It's kind of like two predators stalking each, or one trying to get away, the other one stalking him. It's a predator and prey kind of situation. Yeah. So,
is that true?
I don't know. I haven't seen Captain Marvel.
It's not that bad in comparison.
Simple man. What were you saying?
What was I saying?
Lennon, you were saying are you saying she is?
No, yeah. Rey's horrible. She's like one of the worst characters of all time. And the prequels, that's where you're going to get your lightsaber fights. The prequels put the war in Star Wars. Okay, that's what you need to. You can't just watch episode 4, 5, 6. You have to watch episode 1, episode 4, episode 2, episode 5, episode 3, episode 6. It's called the machete cut. You got to watch it that way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I haven't done it yet.
This is a good point because somebody earlier actually said to me here that I should watch the prequels and then the originals and then the sequels just to see if I perceive it differently. Do you think that's a good idea?
Oh yeah, dude. I think it's a great idea because you're going to see Darth Vader as something else entirely if you do it that way. But I suggest that you watch the prequels intercut with the originals. You know what I'm saying? So like you watch episode 4 and then you go back and you watch episode 1 and you're not going to,
No, I think I might try that. I'm going to try that actually. So it's kind of like back and
because then you'll get your lightsaber fight in episode 1.
Like
and then you go,
So dude, Shadow Vessel. So what is your favorite? Who's your favorite Star Wars character, and what's your favorite Star Wars film, and why? Curious.
Okay, Empire. Empire is still my favorite. Honestly, with the prequels, I kind of watch the anti-cheese edits. That's just me. But just episodes 1 and 2. But episode 3, I've read the novel, and it is so much on a different level than the movie. And so, but yeah, as far as the movies, original movies are concerned, Empire. And as far as favorite characters go, I always went back and forth between Luke and Han back in the day. It's like, Luke's, he's a fucking Jedi, but Han's fucking Han.
Han's cool.
He's cool,
Han is cool. Han's cool. I like Han. My favorite character in though was Obi-Wan Kenobi though. Is it Obi-Wan?
Obi-Wan is my favorite character in the prequels.
Ewan McGregor plays Obi-Wan.
Yeah,
we're not here. He was OP, bro. He was fucking OP. He was like, we're not here. It's just but I was looking forward to seeing Lando. That was my guy. Like I always liked his look and his Jericho.
Episode 5.
So I was like, I wanted to see Lando. That was
Lando. You get to meet him in Empire, and then in Jedi, he steps right up. And I don't know. I mean, as far as favorite characters, like I will say, I never was a fan of C-3PO and R2. Like even as a kid, they annoyed me. Like I don't know. I'm just weird like that. But
He is weird like that. C-3PO and R2-D2 are like the most favorite characters in Star Wars. According to everybody, Shadow. According
you don't like C-3PO.
He's just annoying. I mean, he's like...
I was going to ask one more question, which is interesting, which is which character do you think you are in Star Wars? And I'm pretty sure I'm C-3PO. I'm pretty sure. You're Patton's Lando.
Everybody wants to be Boba Fett.
Sorry?
Everybody wants to be Boba Fett, but I'm not.
He's only in the movie for like one scene.
Hey,
I haven't even seen Yoda yet, and I think you're Yoda. I haven't.
Hey, I can be Yoda. I can be a stoned old ass version of Yoda.
Yoda is stoned, right? He must be.
I mean,
I'm Anakin. I'm 100% Anakin Skywalker. 100% Anakin Skywalker.
I could be an Anakin. I've had a lot of girl issues in my life.
Exactly.
I've had a lot of women issues in my life, man. I'm just recently single again. But yeah, Anakin's a close one. But you know, as soon as you say Anakin, people assume that you like, oh, you just want to be the super badass hero. But no,
I want to be Hayden Christensen. I want to be the guy that says, "I hate you." I hate you.
Dude, I don't know, man. Like
liar.
You're a liar.
With that, what's wrong with me? My brain's with the thing that you've got on here, man. Like, what do you call
sock monkey? Or are you talking about his kimono?
Like, with that on, you're Orlando, dude. You've got to be Lando.
Lando's what's he? Some kind of sexual. What's he?
Pansexual.
That's what he is.
Pan. Yeah. They invented a word.
I'll go with that.
By the way, why is that? Does he sleep with some of the aliens or something? What's the deal with him being pansexual?
I think it's droids.
I don't know. He just has.
I think he had a thing with his droid. I haven't watched Solo, but I think he had a thing with his droid.
Mm.
I don't know.
You had a thing with a fucking droid.
That's something they added in the Solo movie, right?
I'm sorry. I'm trying to tell somebody how to get to your channel.
He had a thing with the droid, dude.
Lando. That's the whole pan.
That's something they added in the Solo movie.
Yeah, Solo movie.
Yeah, which was newer.
Yeah, I mean,
during the sequel stuff.
Like I said, I haven't watched that one. I tried. I got like in the
agree with Super Wise.
I think I got in the first 10 minutes of it, and I couldn't get through it. I was like, damn, you know. But Force Awakens had a strong opening. Yeah, it was compared to New Hope.
What up, JG?
But I was really hoping for more with the sequel. And J.J. Abrams talked about his original direction he was going to do for Last Jedi. Apparently, Luke was the reason why she was so, Mary Sue in The Force Awakens. He was guiding her through the Force and through all that. But Rian Johnson took it over and decided to throw all that out. So.
Wait, sorry.
I don't know what would have been better, but yeah, go ahead, man.
No, because I remember in the first movie, people liked her, didn't they?
There was still some controversy. I didn't have a problem with her in the first one. I mean, yeah, there was some problems with her.
You didn't know enough about her. You thought the next movie was going to explain things, but it never happened.
Yeah. J.J. Abrams is a solid setup artist.
Yeah.
He's just not very good on his delivery. And if that makes any sense.
Look at the last season of Lost. Yeah.
Yeah. See, I still haven't watched last season.
It's rough.
It's been years, bro. It's been a long time.
It's like the same day I watched it. That's how every day is. What do you mean? I just wasted 8 years watching the show.
So, all right, what do I need education on in Star Wars? So what exactly is the Force? I really didn't get it.
Watch episode 1. They explain it. It's midichlorians in your blood. There's a scientific reason for what the Force is.
Yeah.
Watch episode 1. You'll love it. It'll definitely love the last sword fight. That's for sure.
And then, okay, so from what I get, right, what you can do with it is you can do some kind of telekinesis, like you can move objects with your mind, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're microscopic creatures that live all around you. All right. And some people can control these things to manipulate the matter around them. That's what it is. According to George Lucas and the prequel trilogy. That's what it is.
Yes, that is accurate.
And there's actual religions who now believe this, right?
Yes.
Like,
and that's because they can't see it, right? Just like religion, you can't see God, right?
Yeah.
People believe it in the same way.
It's as logical as anything else, and at least it's more entertaining than the Bible.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
It's got a great story. It's better than Jesus' story. He just makes a fish? What's he do? I don't know.
I mean, he just doesn't have lightsabers. That's his problem.
Yeah.
I mean,
he turns water into wine. Big whoop.
I will say this: the force powers kind of fluctuate between movies. All right, especially in the sequel trilogy.
100%. Yeah.
Yes. So it started out as telekinesis and a little telepathy, and a little precog. Right. It was kind of those three things, and then the prequel trilogy added a little bit of the force speed and the force jumping. Well, no, Luke did force jumps in Empire, but like it kind of escalated, especially in the novels, the Legends novels. I mean, they did a lot of crazy shit with the force in those books. And so and then the sequel trilogy just kind of said, "Fuck the rules. We're gonna do whatever the fuck we want to do." You just wait until you see Rise of Skywalker. You'll see what I'm talking
about. And this is the thing about Star Wars, man. Like, they had 30 years of books and comic books that built the lore that was all canon. Like, George Lucas personally said that everything that was made in books and comic books was canon to the story. And then when Disney buys Star Wars, they say they scrapped all that. They're like, we're not even paying attention to any of that. That's not canon anymore. That's another reason why tons of people were pissed about the sequel trilogy.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask a question to both of you, right? In your heart of hearts, because I do remember watching a bit of one of the prequels.
Yeah.
I did remember distinctly feeling it was quite bad, right? I'm still going to watch them, right? And I might change my opinion because I wasn't really focused on it. I wasn't like really super like, I was just trying to kind of watch it a little bit. I was a little bit high. So in your heart of hearts, better quality movies. Forget about the lore, right? But just the better quality movies. The new ones or the prequels?
The prequels. By far. You know why? Because it's George Lucas, and it's a one person's vision.
Aren't you fanboying a bit? Like, because apparently they're really bad, aren't they? Like,
these people are full of shit. It's fucking great.
I have another theory. Okay, I have another theory, and I just realized this when we was watching Fanboys. All right.
Oh yeah.
It's what he tells his buddies after he watches episode 1, and he starts talking about the good things in life and how the crappy effects and the puppets, those are the good parts of life. And when you think about that conversation after seeing it, Lucas went full CGI for the prequels, and it's a different look. I can't put my finger on it, but you look at it and it's just not the same as the models and the crappy puppets. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. I definitely feel that. But then again, I do feel like I prefer CGI, I have to say. Like,
I'm just saying,
very rare.
That's the biggest difference I can think of right there.
Like, the one that I can think of where I know that the CGI made it worse was The Thing. Like, I love the horror movie, like the old horror movie, The Thing, man.
Hell yeah.
You saw the reboot one, right?
I saw the new one, and I don't think the new film is actually as bad as people make out.
But they actually had practical effects. They actually did practical effects for that movie, though.
Yeah, but didn't they cut them out?
They cut them out and replaced it with CGI.
Yeah.
That's what fucked up the movie.
Yeah. Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Go look it up. It's crazy. They actually have footage of the practical effects. It looks beautiful. It looks fucking beautiful.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so the studio basically made them, nah, fuck it, let's do CGI.
Yeah. Yep. It's fucking nuts. It's fucking
That's why I say, man, Every studio is an asshole.
I thought, you think it was a good movie? Because I thought it was a quite good movie for the most part. I like.
It's a prequel to the John Carpenter one, isn't it?
Yeah.
I liked it a lot.
I still haven't watched it completely. I watched bits and pieces, and as soon as they came up with that rule
it invoked the original movie, right?
As soon as that metal thing came up, I was like, wait a minute, But
I find enjoyment in The Force Awakens as well. But
all right.
We're gonna
go through some of these comments, but and then so we'll go through a couple of some of the comments. But before I do, just one last question. So I want to know who's ranking the top 5 villains in Star Wars.
There's only one.
Yeah. Well, no, there's 2.
Oh yeah, Palpatine.
Yeah, he's
Palpatine's
the big bad.
got to be 1 or 2. Darth Vader's got to be number 1. That's what the whole fucking trilogy.
Dude.
That's what everything's based off of. Is Darth Vader, right?
But what about the new one, Kylo Ren?
He's 3 or 4. He's 3 or 4. He's 3 or 4. He can't be top 2, right?
Mine's different. I've got Palpatine as number 1 because if you read the Revenge of the Sith novel, you really get the extent of his power. Like, he is so powerful in the Force that he could reach out anywhere there's a fucking shadow in the fucking galaxy. He can fucking transfer his consciousness there and fucking spy on people. This motherfucker has got his shit like.
He created Anakin Skywalker according to the lore. Yeah, he created.
That was a real thing, and then they decided not to go with it or some shit. I don't know. They decided to kind of go away from it. But, yeah, I mean.
I would say,
General Grievous in the novel.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, if you read that Revenge of the Sith novelization, who wrote it? Matthew Stover, I think, wrote it. And, oh, my God, General Grievous, that whole wheezing thing, that was a Lucas thing that he did on set. The screenplay didn't have that shit. He was a badass in the fucking original screenplay. This dude, he could strike at like so many fucking 10 hits in a second kind of speed in the fight with him and Obi-Wan. In the novel, he fucking cleared out that fucking hangar before he fought Grievous. He destroyed every fucking droid in there. Like, it was badass.
Most people didn't see Grievous as a badass till the Clone Wars, as Superwise says. Like, the Clone Wars cartoon made Grievous like a big deal, you know what I'm saying? And it brought back Darth Maul too. I think Darth Maul you got to put in the top 5 too.
Oh yeah,
Darth Maul is pretty fucking dope.
I'm gonna say Episode 1.
He looks dope.
Darth Maul, not the Clone Wars version they came back with.
Yeah,
I didn't appreciate. They did the same thing with Grievous. Grievous became this twirling mustache villain that ran every time in the Clone Wars series, the CGI series, not the not the original. But yeah, dude. I mean, fucking Maul was badass because after they killed him in Episode 1.
Yeah, Darth Maul. I like Darth Maul. I like the look of him.
They did some awesome books on Darth Maul after Episode 1. You know, I've got a comic book. I got a holographic novel back here with Darth Maul.
Dude, we've got to talk comics today, man. You know your shit. All right, so I'm gonna go to some of these comments and if you can respond to some of them. So Return of the Jedi is my personal favorite Star Wars film of all time. Empire's second place for me. The Revenge of the Sith, I guess. I think that's right. The Solo film, apparently. The Solo film? Is that what you mean?
Yeah. That's the Han Solo.
And then got to figure out the rest.
I mean, that's a very specific list there.
Yeah.
For me, Empire, I feel, is really only good because of the beginning and the end. Honestly, like when you get that Hoth scene at the beginning. Have you seen the movie yet, Nerdman?
No.
Yes.
You can't talk spoilers.
Yeah. All right. Well, you're gonna love the opening scene. You're gonna love the introduction of Yoda, and you're gonna love the final scene where Luke Skywalker discovers a big revelation about Darth Vader. That's what you're gonna love about that movie. But yeah, I prefer Revenge of the
I know
Sith.
the revelation. I mean, it's
yeah,
kinda,
everybody knows it already. Yeah, you know the revelation already.
I know
That's
that
the
revelation.
movie, though. Like that's the whole movie, really.
Okay.
And I honestly, A New Hope, I like a lot. I like the introduction of the universe and stuff like that. I like Obi-Wan sacrificing himself. I like the destruction of the Death Star, the whole final run.
I don't know he has. It didn't feel like. It felt like it was one of his tricks or something. I didn't know if he.
He's dead. He's dead. he became a Force ghost.
Shit.
Yeah.
Oh
shit. He became a ghost, so his like body evaporates.
He doesn't
and some
know that
shit
yet.
like that.
He hasn't seen him.
Yeah, man. Thanks for the spoiler there, man.
Yeah. I mean, you watched it. That's what happens.
But you heard him. You heard his voice at the end of New Hope. Of him.
Yeah, I thought he was alive. I didn't realize he was a ghost. Man.
He's a ghost. Yeah.
So Return of the Jedi is my favorite Star Wars film, but Empire Strikes Back as a story is phenomenal.
And that's the consensus. That's the Return of the Jedi, though. It's funny because most OG fans hate Return of the Jedi because it introduced Ewoks, which is like
spoilers.
It's a little teddy bear.
Spoilers.
I don't care. It's a little teddy bear, and it helps defeat the Empire. A little teddy bear helps defeat the Empire. Most OG fans hate that shit, which is funny that he brought that up. But yeah, Empire Strikes Back is considered the best amongst everybody. Most people, Empire Strikes Back. I personally like Revenge of the Sith the most, mainly because of the scene where he's talking about, in the opera, and he's talking about his master's, I forget his name of his master. Oh my God. What's it called?
Darth Plagueis.
Darth Plagueis. Yeah, he's talking about Darth Plagueis' story. That's like, dude, that's legendary in my mind.
It's so much better in the novel, though. God,
I still love the delivery from the actor. What's his name?
One of these days, I'm actually going to do.
Love it.
Yeah, one of these days, I'm going to do like a read along. Like it's going to be like 12 hours fucking long. But that novel is so worth it.
Kylo Ren is the best. Is absolutely.
He's being sarcastic as fuck right now. He's being sarcastic as fuck right now. 100%.
I thought he might be serious. He's got hot takes, bro.
Not at all.
All right, so
Kylo Ren, and Rey should like be lovers. I think that's
Kylo could have been so much better if they didn't fucking heal his ass.
No, I think he's serious. I think he's saying that Kylo Ren is absolutely one, but as a character, Vader is the most badass. I think he's being serious.
So Vader's the best character.
Yeah, but as far as badass goes,
was that Joe Manganiello?
That was How I Met Your Mother, buddy. Yeah. I love that fucking
philosophical pickle dreaming at the moment. Is it like what's Kylo Ren is the best? I don't know. So I mean,
he's saying right now that he thinks Kylo Ren's the best, far better character.
Palpatine is the most badass.
Agrees with him. Says true, but we need to see him on screen do some badass stuff to show why he is that dude, and you don't want to f with him. So I think he was being honest about it.
Which dude? Kylo?
Yeah, he says Kylo had a badass design, but everything else, yikes. I thought Adam Driver was a bad actor until I saw him. No, Adam Driver's a good actor, dude.
Yeah, Adam Driver's awesome. Watch Logan Lucky. You ever watch that?
Yeah. I've seen that. That's a good movie.
Love fucking Adam Driver in that fucking movie, dude.
Kylo doesn't do anything. The whole sequel trilogy.
Cauliflower.
What the fuck did Kylo do? That whole sequel trilogy. He lost against Rey.
I love him.
He lost against Rey, and he lost 3 straight movies. He lost against Rey.
Yeah.
What are we talking about, Kylo Ren, right now?
That's what I say, man.
At least Darth Vader beats Luke Skywalker.
If you ever read, if you ever read, if you ever read the books, the legends, I guess there are now. Han and Leia did have 3 kids. All right, Two of them were twins, and one of them was the youngest. And yes, they kind of took that Kylo Ren story from the Legends, but dumbed it down a lot. I mean, in the last series of books, their son Jason.
You might as well be speaking Japanese right now. I don't know what.
I'm just saying.
And we're talking about books that aren't canon anymore, dude.
I know, but still,
is that fucking crazy? Is that fucking crazy?
But they're still treating it like a buffet, though. All right, they're taking what they want, leaving the rest. They got Admiral Thrawn, Grand Admiral Thrawn, in one series now, I think.
Yeah, the Rebels, right? All right.
I think so. Was it Rebels or?
Somebody can bring it up.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, this is all different, totally different stuff from A New Hope.
But yeah, I thought this stream was just about New Hope.
Pickles going for it. He says, not at all. I made a full video explaining why Kylo is a far better character. So Pickles
He's
really
full of shit. He's full of shit. He's bullshitting here. All right. He's I have to see that video.
Kylo Ren could have been a great, a better fucking character, but yeah, they I feel like they sacrificed Kylo's character in order for Rey to look good a lot. If that makes any sense, it's kind of like Blade 2. Anybody remember Blade 2?
No, I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that. Yeah, like I like Blade 1, but like I didn't. I think I watched it, but I just didn't finish it or something.
If you can get through the first, like skip through the first act, because I have to, because they really pussy down the vampires to make the new ones look even more badass. Like in the first movie, you really had to fucking kill them. In the second one, you can just hit them in the arm with a silver bullet and they fucking melt or they fucking blow into ashes, and it's like, what the fuck? You know, so yeah, I skipped through that first act until whenever the real story starts, and then from there on, yes, I love that fucking movie.
Yeah, but yeah, no, I hate when they do that with characters. I hate it. For me, you never make a character look strong by making the other one look weak, like that, dumbing on the other one to make the other one. It's why I don't like Justice League. I mean, like you know, that fight. Sorry, not that I don't like Justice League, but that I don't like the fight scene between Superman and the Justice League. I'm just like, that's bullshit. You know, you're just trying to make Superman look, you know, awesome and strong because you basically, everyone complained about how shit he was in the rest of the movies. And that wasn't what they were complaining about anyway. And
if he's that strong, why would he need a black suit to regenerate his strength? Is what I'm worried about.
Why do you need a Justice? If he's that strong, you don't need a Justice League. What are they going to do?
A suit if you're that strong. You know what I'm saying? You can just go at everybody naked and beat everybody's ass. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it was, you know. So after you see the trilogy, it will be a hot take Tuesday video, definitely. So yeah, I saw him first in Star Wars. But then watch Adam's other stuff, and he's a great actor. No, he's a fantastic actor.
Of course, he's a great actor.
He beats Rey in the third movie until he hears his mother's voice.
Martha. His mother's name's Martha, by the
way. Goddamn right.
Why did I hear that name?
His mother's name's Leia, by the way. Okay,
are you going to take that from him?
What?
He's taking back here.
He's saying Rey. Wait, he says he beats Rey until the third movie, so he doesn't beat Rey in the third movie. What do you say? He doesn't beat Rey in the first movie.
No, the third movie.
He said he beats Rey in the third movie until he hears his mother's name. So he
didn't beat Rey. Dude, you can't just be like, I was winning the fight until I didn't. You know what I'm saying? You either won or lost the fight. Come on now. You know what I'm saying?
That is a great fucking point. I've got to say that's a great
point. He
point.
lost in the first movie straight up.
You were winning the fight until you didn't.
And she didn't even know the Force. I'm just saying, Palpatine is better than Palpatine's better. That's all.
I don't know who his mother is, actually. Don't tell me who his mother is. So
You'll figure it
ladies
out.
and gentlemen, Pickle has turned to the dark side. He shall now be.
Wait, I thought you on Force Awakens.
That's a great name, by the way. Darth Pickle. All right.
Yeah, I know, right? Darth Pickle.
All right. He's a normal guy living in the shadow of his famous grandfather.
True.
We can all relate to something like that. Not being good enough and compensating for what people perceive as a lack of badassness.
It's true.
Or he's not a badass. Maybe.
True. I like the setup, but they never,
I didn't have.
They have him lose in every movie. You know what I'm saying? He loses in every movie.
His third movie ruins him, though. That's why Vader might edge him out overall. It's all about how you end the arc. But then again, in Pickle's favor, isn't Darth Vader made into a pussy in the prequels?
Yeah. Yeah. Honestly. I'll say this though. Let's see. It's all about how you know. Oh shit! I had a brain fart. My bad. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Blade is badass for the rest of the trilogy. Okay, so someone agrees with you there. I want to watch that.
Yeah. Blade 2 is definitely my favorite of the trilogy.
Fuck Blade. We're talking about Star Wars. Palpatine is better than Rey Kylo. What's it called? Rey Lilo? What's his fucking name? Kylo Ren? I don't even know what his fucking name is because Palpatine is better than him. So is Darth Vader. So is Darth Maul. I'll even go with General Grievous over Kylo Ren.
Asajj Ventress.
I'll go with Count Dooku over Kylo Ren.
Asajj Ventress.
Ventress over Kylo. Yeah, hell yeah.
Aren't there a bunch of villains in the new one, the new thing, the Mandalorian?
No, it's just Kylo. It's Kylo.
In the Mandalorian, don't the Mandalorian villains count?
No, a Mandalorian continues it, but Clone Wars introduced a lot of these villains. We got Asajj Ventress, who was the apprentice to a Sith Lord in the prequel trilogy, and then you had General Grievous. You had Dirge. Remember Dirge, Lantern?
Yeah.
Yeah, you had Dirge. You had a bunch of fucking great villains introduced in the Clone Wars arc, and they didn't just have the CGI series. You had the 2D animated series like Samurai Jack. You had the comic books. There was a whole comic books series of the Clone Wars, and all of them were different. It's like the comic books and the novels. Novels had their own Clone Wars fucking series.
Yeah, the video games had their own Clone Wars.
Video
before
games.
The Clone Wars movie. You know
and
what I'm
they're
saying?
all different. It's like they try to keep the high points in sync, but everything in between gets changed. So you're watching like alternate realities of the Clone Wars, pretty much.
I would highly recommend you watch the prequels while you're watching the sequels.
I am starting a new stream, and have you guys seen The Boys and Jupiter's Legacy yet?
No. Not Jupiter's Legacy.
I want to watch Jupiter's Legacy.
Oh, you haven't seen it yet? Because I'm starting a new stream basically with K-Dot about that. It's starting in 5 minutes, so I have to I would love you guys to join, but if you haven't seen it, I haven't
seen it.
We'll answer the last few, and then so Kylo looks cool but isn't cool. That's just opinion. The Blade versus Star Wars right now. Vader.
Dude, play a video game.
I'll say this: even from watching this one Star Wars movie, I'm taking Star Wars over Blade.
Yeah,
just from this one Star Wars movie.
Yeah, Star Wars is a complete.
Watch episode 1 next. You gotta watch episode 1 next.
The coolest thing about Blade is obviously Blade himself, but also Deacon Frost. Deacon Frost was a cool villain from the first.
Yeah, he was. God damn, man! One of the coolest villains. That's one of the coolest Marvel villains of all time. I mean,
he should be up the conversation of great comic book movie.
And
villains.
I can't remember the name of the villain in Blade 2, but he was fucking badass too. The fight at the end, it's kind of dated 90s CGI, but if you can get past that, let your imagination roam free like we did when I was a kid. You can fucking it's just badass. I mean,
all right.
Yeah.
So blade sword versus a lightsaber.
Blade's what?
Blade sword versus a lightsaber, because his sword's pretty.
Lightsaber. That's easy.
All right. Asajj, Count Dooku, Grievous, Vader, Moff Gideon. I think these are all. He's saying they're all better villains. Emperor.
Yeah,
I don't agree with Moff Gideon. Yeah, I don't agree with Moff
And make
Gideon,
sure
but-
you watch Rogue One.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
Rogue
will.
One.
Rogue One.
It takes
fucking
place
awesome.
between episode 3 and 4.
Yeah.
Yes. It takes place right before episode 4. Like, I mean,
Episode 4.
Minutes before episode 4.
Yeah.
Is when Rogue One ends.
Episode 4.
A New Hope.
New Hope.
The one you just
Yeah,
watched.
it's the one you just watched.
Oh, so this happens when? Minutes before.
Yeah, Rogue One ends.
Episode 1,
like
2, 3
minutes.
happens before 4, 2, buddy.
Yeah, the prequel trilogy, episodes 1, 2, and 3 take place 20. Yeah,
Yeah.
20 years before episode 4. That's where Revenge of the Sith ends.
I know that. That's why you got to watch episode 1 after you watch episode
Right,
4.
so I should watch Rogue One next, then, right?
Eh.
Nah, I mean,
The story's not important. It's really not. It's
it really is, but only in a
you really
specific
gotta
way.
know how they got those plans to destroy
And
the Death
why
Star.
the Death Star
Really
has
gotta
such a
know
weak
that.
ass fucking weakness. Like why they could
That's-
blow the Death Star
That's
up
what
that
the
easy.
fucking movie's about.
Yeah, no,
How they get those plans.
they sacrificed themselves to do it,
Yep.
right? Like,
Yeah.
yeah. Apparently, some people say that's like the best, actually the best Star Wars movie.
Yeah,
Some
some
people-
people
yeah,
like it
it-
a lot. It's solid.
Rogue One actually it was
I don't
another
think it's
movie
war.
that put the war back in Star Wars. Like it's a war movie. It's
You
not
stole my
everybody
line
is-
from the prequels. You
Yeah,
stole-
like, not everybody in Rogue One is a good guy. Okay, it's one of those kind of movies. It's a gritty fucking like, you know, kind of fucking just Dirty Dozen kind of movie. You know,
Yeah. All right,
and it's got
guys.
the best. Well, never mind. I'm not even gonna mention it. I'm not even gonna mention it.
No.
Go ahead.
We'll do a follow up, man. I want to, because I'm gonna do my next. Once I watch the next Star Wars, you'll be my
Watch episode 1 and
Star
2.
Wars man. Like, so we'll do a next one, and next time I can go longer. I think because I won't have overbooked myself with loads of streams. But last big one. So Blade 2 has a great action. Love the martial arts. Wesley Snipes is badass. Mahershala is gonna
Say about Blade.
great, but is he gonna be better than Wes? No way he's better than Wesley. He's miscast. He should play a villain in Blade.
Yeah.
I think he'd be much better. Mahershala Ali would be much better as a villain in Blade. Because Blade is quite handsome. And Mahershala Ali is handsome, but he's not Wesley Snipes handsome. Do you know what I mean? Like,
He's not A-list.
Wesley Snipes was like one of the original like sex symbols, like back in those
fire
in
cock
those-
right there.
Yeah.
All right. So,
Major League. Anybody remember Major League?
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah,
Was
it
he
remember.
in that movie?
That was his first
Oh, yeah.
role.
He played Willie Mays Hayes.
Willie Mays Hayes.
Willie Mays Hayes.
Huh?
Isn't that a comedy? Isn't that a comedy though?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. And they even made fun of Wesley Snipes in the sequel. They recast him, and they were like, they made this big joke at the beginning of the movie about how he came back in the season bad because he went and made a movie or something like an action movie, and they would have like these little fake clips of his action movies and shit. It's fucking hilarious, but it's not as funny. It's not as good as the first one.
Just remind me, Major League is an 80s movie.
About
Comic.
baseball.
I remember liking it as a kid, but I can't put my finger on what it is. I've got to go and watch
Baseball movie.
It's a baseball movie. It's the underdog, an underdog baseball movie where this woman wants to ruin the team, and so she gets all the worst players together. But then they
end up making like the playoffs or something. Like that.
that. Yeah, but like each one of them has a special skill, right?
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
Avengers of baseball.
Wesley Snipes is the fast motherfucker. He steals all the bases.
Marshall looks like Blade, but he's up in there in age. Yeah, exactly. I think he's going to be good. I mean, the guy's a fucking fantastic actor, but like, I'd prefer him play a villain. I think he's so good. He'd be delicious as a villain. Like he'd be like a great.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing that the new Blade has going against it is it's going to be PG-13.
Yeah. Yeah. You know who I would love is Michael B. Jordan to play Blade. He would have been a good Blade.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, thanks so much, man. Like for educating me today.
We got a lot more to talk about. This is a topic that could be wrapped up in an hour. We need like days. We need days and months.
I know. Next time, man. Next time we'll definitely do this like for longer. But like, I'm one step closer to being able to hate Ray like everyone else.
Just watch the movie. Just watch the movie.
I'm really grateful for your guidance on this one, man. Thanks again. Thanks, Shadow Man.
Man, I'm glad I finally get on here with you, man.
We need to do a talk on some Jeff Johns comics or some like Superman, like graphic novels and shit, man.
Oh hell yeah!
Some Alex Ross. Dudes, read The Spirit of Truth. Read The Spirit of Truth. All of those Alex Ross like little shorts.
Yeah.
That he does for Shazam, Batman. I think you've read the Superman and Shazam ones, right?
Yeah, Batman
yeah.
too.
All of them are excellent, man. He's the best. Like, they should make the Justice
oversized
League
editions. Yeah.
That's what Zack Snyder is trying to do. Is basically what's in those comics.
It's too bad he couldn't.
Anyway, guys, thanks so much. Please give me a high five, smash that like button, and do comment. I love the comments, and I will obviously respond to all of I respond to most of the comments anyway. And what else do I have to do? I have to ask people to subscribe for more content.
Like the video.
Smash that like button.
Yeah, see you on
We're not here for clout. Smash that fucking like button.
I love you through.
Clap it.